Hello. Welcome back to my channel. This is Angelique with This Twisted Life. What I love about the items that I make is that they are reusable, they're sustainable, and as always, they are washable, which is very, very important because these things will last you forever. When they get dirty, you just throw them in the wash machine. They're very washer friendly. Take them out, throw them in the dryer, pop them out the dryer, and they just come back soft, plush, like nothing has ever happened to them. And I love that about them. So this is one of the ones that we're going to make today. As a matter of fact, this is the exact one that we're making today. This is the print that we're making. And the reason I chose to do this one with you guys is because I wanted to show that you can utilize the print sometimes to help you out for your quilting, because these are quilted. So I'm gonna bring it in closer. This pattern, I don't know if you can see it, I hope you can see it, has dashes as part of the decoration on it, and I use those dashes to mark where I'm doing my quilting line. So I didn't even have to make lines for this. Like usually what I will do is I will fold my fabric from the outside in, meaning fold it where the bad side of the fabric is folded like this way, and I would put a crease in it, and then I would quilt that crease, and then from there on my machine I have like a quilting bar, so I would set my quilting bar where I need to set it at, and then I would run these lines off of that. But because this fabric has those lines already as part of the decoration of this fabric, I just use those for this, and it made like the best quilting lines. These diamonds are so sharp. I absolutely love these diamonds. So I wanted to show you guys that, and that's why I saved this one. If you're the type of person that likes to journal, this is really good. My daughter does a lot of journaling, so she really wanted this to do her journaling with. But let me show you something else, you guys, that I am making with these book sleeves. I am making book markers. Yes, look how cute. Isn't that cute? It is so cute. It is one of those things that you don't know you need until you have it and you use it and you're like, this is so great. Let me show you how it works. So when you're reading your book or you're doing your journal and you get to a stop, but you want to mark off where you stopped at, you just take your little pages, take a few of them, and you slide this corner part here, right here, onto it like this. Just like this. And now you got a placeholder. Cute, fun placeholder, and it matches your little sleeve. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna stop running my mouth on everything else that don't matter, and we are going to get to quilting this book sleeve. So again, this is the one that we're using. All right, you guys, so you know what, let me show y'all the zipper first. Let's do that first. Let me bring y'all over here and show y'all this zipper. So this is the zipper right here, the zipper tape. This is the little tab for it right here. So what I typically do is I will take this apart, and you just pinch it like that. Take it apart. For me, everybody don't do this. Some people can do it without doing this, but this is the only way I can get these zipper tabs on. I mean the zipper tips on, because it would stress me out. So I cut it like this. So now it's a little uneven like that, but that's what I want. Now when you put these on, you have a flat side like this right there, and then you have a side that kind of goes down in a point like this. This is the part you want to feed through your zipper. This little pointed side. That's the side you want to feed through the zipper, this little pointed side. So you're going to take one side of your zipper, I always go with the longest side, and push it in like that. And then you're going to take the short side and push it in. But when you put the short side in, then you put it down like this, and you take your finger, you got your tab here, you're gonna hold both of these and just pull it. And you pull it, and you pull it, and you pull it. It's gonna be, if you notice, it's like a little crooked. Don't worry about that. Because you're gonna make this, when you cut your zipper tab, you're gonna make it longer than your actual project. Pull it down, and then you just take that in and pull it off. That's why you don't need to worry about the fact that it had that little bubble in there. And then you don't even need to worry about how long this is. All of this end and this end, when it's over with, those ends gonna get cut off the project. So it don't even matter. You make this much longer, just to show you, than your project. And that's why you make it longer, because you're gonna cut it off on both sides. So now that you saw that part, now we got both zippers all together ready. And now we're going to start sewing this. So we're gonna use a regular presser foot to do this. I do have my zipper foot out because we're gonna need that when it's time to do the zipper. We're gonna sit this over because we don't need this right now. And you can pin this down if you want to, if it helps you to feel more confident, more comfortable and confident in this. You can definitely stick pins on it. I'm not gonna stick pins on it. I'm just going to sew, and I'm gonna use the existing lines that's already on this print, these dash lines, to be the lines that I'm gonna use to quilt my diamonds with. And with that being said, I just wanna think where I want my quilted lines to be. I'm gonna do like every other line going both ways. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and that's it. All right, so we could do this one, this, yep, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna start with this line right across here. And I'm using white thread, and well, actually it's a cream thread at the top, and it is a white thread at the bottom. And the reason being, I'm actually running out of white thread. So I just ordered some. So in my order for tomorrow that's coming in, I have like 6 spools of white thread coming in. So, but I do have this cream at the top, and then I have a white bobbin at the bottom. And these are quilted lines, so I'm actually gonna set my stitch at a 4 because I don't want it to be, I don't want these lines to be super tight. You do not have to start at the front and the back of these because it's just gonna get cut off, so it don't matter. I do like to start a little bit off of my fabric because I just think it's better. So I'm just lining these little dashes. See if I can get you to see. I'm just lining these little dashes up with the middle of my foot because I'm just gonna do it like a straight line going straight down. I'm gonna put my foot down, set my needle position to be in the downward position, and then I'm just gonna sew it. I'm gonna hold it kind of taut, but not too taut, but just enough to keep the fabric from bunching up. And I'm just taking my time because this is not a race. So we just gonna take our time, and when I get to the end of it, I'm just gonna lift my foot up, pull that one out, cut it off, and we just gonna go to the next one. You see how that looks? You see it? So now we're gonna go 2 rows over, and we're going to do our next quilted line, which is gonna be a little bit longer because it's a longer run. And we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna set it right where we want it at by our foot, put our presser foot down. I like to just smooth my fabric over. That's what I'm doing with my hands right now. Put my needle in the downward position, and then I'm just going to start sewing. All right, we got one way done. I don't know if you guys can see it. One way is done. Now we're going to work the opposite way on this one. Start off here, and then I'll show you what this panel looks like once all the diamonds are done on it. Hold on. This is our first panel. Look how nice that is. So once you get all that done, you're just gonna clip all of this batting, all this extra batting that's sitting around the sides of your panel. You're gonna clip all of that off. All right, there we go. We got one whole panel done. And this fabric, just so that you guys know, because I didn't point it out, it is one direction. It's one directional, meaning the print goes in one direction, and that's very important to know, because when you're putting this together, you need to make sure that your prints are both pointed where your bows, like your bows are sitting. This is the right way. This would be upside down. You wouldn't want to put your zipper up here, because then your bag is gonna have these upside down bows. So you want to make sure that you have it pointing in the right direction, both panels. So that's the first panel, and now we're going to run through the second panel, and I'm just going to time lapse the second panel so that we can get through it real quick. Okay, you guys, now we're at the part where we have both of our panels done. We have this one done, and we have this one done. So we have both panels all quilted up, and now we are at the point where we're ready to put this together. Our zipper is ready, our quilted panels are ready, we already have our inner fabric already cut and ready, and we are ready to do the darn thing. Give me a second and we'll get this going. So now we're going to actually put this together. Again, we have all the parts ready. One more thing that I need to do before we get started is I need to attach my name tag onto here. So I have it right here, and I'm just going to, let me bring it down so you can see what I'm doing. I am just going to place this tag. I like to go up like maybe 2 inches from the bottom, and then I just tack it there. It's just to stay in place during the sewing process. And I still have my stitch set at 4, because this is just like a basting stitch, so it's not like, you know, I need it to be smaller. It's just a little tack cut. Okay, because if not, I'll forget it. So it's right over here now. Now we know we have it. I always like my tag on this side at the bottom, so I always try to remember to just go ahead on and put it there, just so we can have it. All right, now this is very this is easy to put together. If you saw when I did the wristlets, it's pretty much the same. These things are pretty much repetitious. You're just working with more fabric. So this is our bottom part right here. I decided I'm going with the silver zipper, so we're going to use the silver one. And again, I do like my zipper, this part here, looking down, I like it to be on my left side. So this is my zipper, and I'm going to turn it over so the panel itself is on the right side or the good side. The zipper, and I'm gonna bring it now, mind you, you know how you have a zipper and they have like a little piece of metal here that keeps this from coming off? Even though the zipper tabs, when you buy the roll, you get the roll of zip, you get so many of these, and they give you those, but I don't want to use that, so I don't have it on here. So if I pull this too far, it's going to come off, but I don't want it in my way when I'm sewing. I don't want to have to think about it, so I'm just gonna pull it, but I'm just gonna leave some space so that it doesn't do that. Turn it down so you have a top of the zipper, the bottom of the zipper. So the zipper, the top, the zipper, and the bottom. You want the top of your zipper to go to your fabric. The good side to the good side. I have enough to push it over. And you want it to sit flush. You want it to sit flush and even. I like to use quilting clips because I just think they work better. So I am going to snap those on. If you don't have these, you can just use regular old stick pins Or you can even be creative. If you have those little small, if you're a crafter, right? And you have those little small clothespins, the wooden ones, you can even use those. You can even use, you know, the little clips that they use for stationery, for papers and all. They're black and they kind of clamp down. The black part go on and you have these two little metal prongs that you use to press down on them. You can use that. You can use that. If you have those in your house, you don't even need to buy these. But if you do want to buy these, you could get those from Amazon. And again, the video that I did of the scrunchie tutorial, it also has the link to getting these clips. I like these clips. They make life easy for me. Then you want to take your inner fabric. Now remember, your inner fabric is a little bit smaller than your outer fabric. So you want to center this. When you put this on, you want to center it. And also you want to make sure that the good side is touching the good side. So the pretty side to the pretty side. So like this side here is my printed side. You can see it. This side here is the back. It's kind of hard to see through the camera and with the light because it's making it look like it's the same. But if you saw it up close and personal, you would see that this side is much bolder than the other side. The other side looked washed out. So you're going to turn it around where the pretty side is touching the pretty side, and you're literally going to center it in the middle of your panel so that you have about the same amount exposed on both sides. There you go. And then you're just going to, again, nice and even, you're just going to take your clips and now you're going to include that. We're also going to use our zipper foot for this, so I will be changing to my zipper foot because that's what you need. Unless you have the type of sewing machine where it doesn't get in the way, you'll need the zipper foot. So this is what it looks like this. So as you can see the batting on this side, no batting on this side, but it's the back of the fabric. And then if you lift it up, you see the good side on this side and the good side on that side, and then your zipper is just kind of sitting in the middle, and that's what you want. So we're going to change to our zipper foot. You can purchase a zipper foot if your sewing machine did not come with one. A lot of sewing machines usually do have like a zipper foot, a button foot, and a regular sewing foot. So we're going to put our zipper foot on, and we want to make sure our needle is to this side. So if you can move your needle, you can move your needle to either the middle or keep it on the side closest to your zipper. All right. Now we're going to drop our stitch back down to 2.5, and we're going to put this under where I'm going to show you guys. Let me turn y'all around. See if you can see it. So we put it under where the side of our presser foot is meeting the side of the fabric. And then we're going to put our needle down. Now if you notice, I'm kind of away from there, but I'm just going to back stitch and then come forward. So I'm going to go back and come forward because you do need to lock these stitches in. So it doesn't matter if you go forward then backwards or if you go backwards and then forward. You just want to make sure that those stitches get locked in. That's the main thing. Oh, and another thing. You see, if you look closely, let me see if I could get you, see how I can get y'all on here where y'all can see. Yeah. This is the bottom. So you see how you got this little gap here? I have that gap there for a reason because I'm just trying to not have all the bulk. And yeah, when we get ready to actually sew this together, we'll have to meet it here. So you'll see when I do that. I mean, and you could just make this all even. Like you can literally cut your top fabric, your bottom fabric, your inner liner. It can all be the exact same size if you choose to. I just don't choose to do it that way. This is the way I like doing it. So that's how we're going to do it. that in, and now we're gonna go forward. I'm gonna take this. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Oh, that's crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. I pretty much just went back and then I went forward. That's all I did. I went back. I backed my thing up this way and then I went forward this way to lock my stitches in. I stitched down and I removed my first quilting clip, and now I'm gonna keep going, getting close to this one. So I'm gonna take that one off. I'm also gonna take all of them off because I can control it that way, and I wanted to tighten that up. Again, you know, you can take your time going through here doing this because it's really not a race. Now we're gonna back up again. I went off of that liner fabric onto the zipper tab, the zipper itself, and then I went back to lock it in place. So now you have something like this. It's all zipped up. Let me raise it up again. It's all zipped up. So I want to cut these off. Let's cut these off because these can sometimes be in the way. Let's just go and get them out the way. Get that out the way. All right, so this is what you look like. Look at your piece. Make sure that, you know, you can see your stitch going down on both sides. You know, you cut all your fabric. And now you want to take this top piece here and you want to push it on the other side. And you want to flip. You want to flip this up. I'm going to show you that again. When you take it off the sewing machine, it's going to look like this. You're now going to take this top part, fold it over, and flip your zipper up. So now it's going to look like this. And you could press down and smoothen this out. You could take it to the ironing board if you want to and iron it flat. Just make sure you don't iron this here because then your cushion that you have, your puffiness, you'll lose that. So you don't want to lose that. So you don't want to just be ironing on that because you'll flatten it. But if you just want to touch the tip of the iron at the top part right here just to iron this down, you can do that. I'm not going to do it, but you're more than welcome to do it. Now we're going to attach the second part. So we're going to turn it over again where you're seeing the pretty side. Remember, directional. All my bows are, the ribbons are facing downward. Bows are facing upward. That's what we want. Now, this top part, now that top part that you first did has become the bottom, and you back with nothing connected to this top part. And now we're about to connect this top part. So you're pretty much going to do the same thing, except you're going to turn your fabric again, making sure that your bows are running the same way. You're going to turn this down and you're going to even it up with the top and the sides of your panel. Making sure it's even. And then you're going to put your quilts on again, your quilting clips. And you're going to run across this entire zipper and you're going to repeat the process. Same old, same old. Just make sure you stay even. That's important. Should be flush with the top of the fabric. Everything should be flush. And you use as many of these quilting clips or pins that you possibly need to make yourself feel secure in your project, that your project is attached like you need it to be attached. Don't feel no way about it, because these things take time, and the last thing you want to do is take your time working on a project and then it just don't come out right because something as simple as clips, you just didn't clip them properly. So now you have these clipped together. But now we need to put that final inner fabric on. And just like this is touching this, we're gonna turn this panel over to this side, to the liner side, and we're gonna grab our liner piece. Last little part to our little puzzle. And we're gonna take the good side and turn it down to face the good side that's already there. And now you're gonna line this panel up with the panel that's underneath it. And again, making sure everything is flush at the top. You're now going to add it to everything going on at the top. When I tell you this is easy to do, this is easy to do. It really is. So now it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look like this. So now your good side and your good side is touching each other on this side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put it underneath and we're gonna sew it up. Taking the first clip off, lining it up, put it down. My needle in, go back, off of the material, and then go forward to lock that in. Needle up. And then I'll show you what we have now. Just getting some of this out the way. So now this is what you have. But you also have this. Take it back. If you open it up, you'll see you got both panels with bows running down to the bottom. And then you have your inner fabric right here. And as you can see, you have a nice smooth zipper. Now, we're gonna put a top stitch. We're gonna run a top stitch on this side. From here all the way down to here on both sides of the panel, because that, not only does it leave a nice decorative stitch, it just, it keeps the zipper where it moves freely by keeping the fabric away. Now this can be a little tricky. So what I do with this is I typically pull my bottom fabric and my top, and I kind of pull them tightly together. And I just stick a little pin down here just to kind of help me out just a little bit. I pull it taut, and then I put just one little pin. One little quilting pin, just to kind of hold that in place. And I do the same thing on both sides. And that just kind of helps me out a little bit. And because this is just going to be a little top stitch, I'm going to set this back at 4 because it just makes for a better stitch. And then you see how long this is, because I don't have a long arm or anything. So I just take my fabric, and this helps me to control it a little better. I roll it. I roll it like this, like a burrito. I roll it, or like a tortilla or something. Whatever you want to use to help you out. And then I put my zipper foot back in place. And this time, my zipper foot the zipper part is gonna be close to the edge of the zipper. I'm gonna show you. Now this little foot is close to this. It's close to this. And I'm going to hold it tight like I did when I was putting the quilting lines on it, to try and keep the inner fabric and this fabric together without it bunching up. So that's what we're doing now. And then look how nice that stitch is. See, that stitch is so nice. It's so nice. So now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other panel. And those clips really help a lot when you use those clips to kind of hold it down. That helps out a lot. We are actually we're so close to being done with this, because once we do this top thing here, we'll put the two pieces together. Then the fun part, flipping it out and looking at our work and obsessing over the hard work that we did. All right, we're gonna roll that again. And again, that just helps with control for me. It just helps with control. And now we got that side done. Now both sides are done. We're going to take these off. Ooh, almost threw that away. All right. And this is what we're looking like. We got our stitch going around on both sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually put this together by taking these two. Let's raise you up a little. We're going to take these two here. And we're going to clamp it together. Here. And again, you use as many clips as you think you need to make yourself feel like you got this. Now, this is very, 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 very important. This is where you need to come inside here, and you need to move this zipper. You have to open this bag up, otherwise you won't be able to, and you'll have it all stitched together. Then you're gonna bend this over. Bend it over. And we're going to clamp this to keep that in place. And now we're going to finish clamping this. Make sure you open it up, because if you don't, you're going to be so mad at yourself, because it's going to be stuck in there. You're not going to be able to turn your bag out. And you're going to be done did all of this work, and you're going to be so mad. And I don't want you to be mad at yourself. So I don't want you to do that to yourself. That's why I'm telling you, make sure you pull that zipper, over. Halfway is good, but if you go a little further, that's even better. And we're going to do the same thing with this side. We're going to bend it down. We're going to bend it over like this. Now remember though, this side here is not open like the other side. And we're going to take our big clip. I like to use the big ones for this. And we're going to clip it. Just like that. Now we got this side all ready to go. Now we got to do this side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. The only difference on this side, we have to leave an opening. So we're going to leave an opening about 4 inches wide at the bottom. So the way I remember not to sew, I get 2 of the same quilted clips. So we're using blue right now. So I am going to clip a blue one here. And I'm going to put a blue one here. Just to remind me that I'm not going to sew in this area right here. This area here is going to stay open. Then I'm going to go around and I'm going to clip all the rest of this. All the rest of this is going to get a little clip at some point to just hold it in place. Clip. Clip. Make sure you keep it even. And my last clip on this side is here. And now I'm going to clip this side. Clip. put one last clip down here. Again, as many quilting clips as you think you need to keep this nice and tight. And now we're going to sew this up. So we're going to start on this side here. On this side here. Scoot this over just a little bit more. Yeah, that's a big enough opening. We're going to start here. We're going to sew here all the way around, going over the zipper. You're going to take your time, go over the zipper, and then we're going to go all the way around down here, all the way around, all the way back to this side and back to the top till you get to right here. And you're going to go forward and backwards at the start and at the finish. Now, this is going to be the tricky part, because when we come down to this part here, when we start sewing this part here, remember this part is smaller. We're going to come in and then we're going to go down where this, your needle is going to be even with this. Okay? If that makes sense. So we're going to change back to our regular foot, because we're not going to use our zipper foot for this. We're going to use our regular foot for this. We also going to put our stitch back at 2.5 because we don't want this to be big stitches. We want this to be small stitches because we want this to stay. All right. Bring you down a little more so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to take this clip here off, and we're going to start down here. Again, lining the edge of your fabric with the edge of the presser foot. And guess what, you guys? This is all sewn up. So now it's completely sewn. Now this is where we go and we make some modifications. So first thing we're going to do is these corners right here, for turning out to help us get nice crisp corners, we're going to cut across from that. But you're not going to cut into your stitches. I repeat, do not cut into your stitches. Because if you cut into your stitches, then guess what? It's going to all come apart. It's going to come apart on you. So you're going to go around and you're going to do this in every single corner of your project. All four corners you're going to diagonally snip away at those edges, and then we're going to debulk this. We're going to take off some of the bulk, and we're also going to cut those parts of the zipper that we don't need off. So that's when I'm going to debulk it. I'm going to see now this is going to be lined up. This fabric here, yeah, is going to now be lined up with this fabric. So I'm going to cut a good bit of this extra off, and it's okay. As long as I don't cut into my stitches, I'm good. And I'm not going to cut into my stitches. Because, yeah, we come too far to be cutting into stitches. But I do want to take off some of this bulk. And that's what I intend to do. So now we got the first side of that zipper off. And now we're going to do the other side. We're going to cut that part of the zipper off. And then I'm just going to go on down the whole side, removing some of this extra fabric. And this is why when we were quilting, I was like, you don't have to worry about doing a start on backwards and a forward at the start with this one in the end, because it's going to get cut off, which it did. It got cut off. So you don't even know that it was there. All right, so now that we got all of that done, we're not going to worry about cutting like, let me bring y'all up some. Wrong way. I said up, not side. We're not going to worry about cutting like this side. We don't need to cut these. It's just this area here where it gets real bulky at. That's thin fabric right there. So now what we're going to do, let's move some of this stuff out of our way. We're going to flip our project over. This is the magic. This is where you see all of your hard work come into play. Or another thing you might want to do is look at both sides, make sure your stitches is good going all around. You really should have did this before you debulked. I just knew mine was fine, you know, so I didn't worry about it. So this is why you have to have that zipper open, because without that zipper being open, you couldn't pull this out. You wouldn't be able to get to it, because it'd be locked in on the other side, of Fort Knox, where you can't get in. And it just comes straight out, just like that. Just take your time, because you don't want to tear up that part at the bottom. That's why you want to leave your opening nice and wide. Flip this out like that, and then you can take your finger and you can push your little points out on both sides here. Both sides got your nice little points out. That's why you cut those edges, so you can get nice little points like this. Otherwise you can't get them because things will be in your way. Now you could take your hand and go down in there, and you're going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. Time to work all of that out. There's our little tag down there. And now you're going to work all of this out. You could use a point turner for this. I just don't. I have one, but it's like my finger works just as good, so I really don't need to. Go. And then you come up here where your zipper and all is at, and you push that out. Now I can tell you now, one side not gonna look like the other side, and it's not supposed to. There we go. Got that out as much as we can get it out, and we got this one out. Now the only thing you have left to do, this bottom open part, we're now going to close that off. It should fold into itself. If you pull it like this here, they should just go right on into themselves like that. They should just fold down right into themselves, and that's what you want. And then I just take my fingers. You can bring it to the iron if you want to, and you can iron it flat. Like if you having a hard time keeping it down, you can iron it flat, or you could just fold it into itself like I just did. Put your clamps on to just hold it in place like that, and then we just gonna stitch it. Put it back under our machine, and I like to go just take that first clip off, and I like to go just a little bit beyond that to make sure that I'm catching everything. And you want to get as close to the edge with this as possible, but not to where it's not catching both sides. And then you just want to slowly take your time and close that seam up. I'm telling you, it is not hard. Go straight across. Again, you can always press this with the iron and make life a lot easier for you. I just sometimes kind of like doing things the hard way. And then you're going to go back. And remember to start, go forward and backwards at the start and the end. And then I'm going to actually use my scissors because it's going to cut it closer. You're going to cut it off. Check it out, make sure it's all closed up, and it is. Did I go backwards and forward at the front and the back at the front of this? Let's try that again, because I can't remember if I did, so I'm gonna do it again because I want to make sure that this is locked in, that it's not coming out. I just don't remember if I did it. I know I did it at the end, but I can't remember if I did it at the beginning. So we're going to just make sure and do it again. Go forward and go backwards. And that'll lock those other stitches in because I actually crossed over them. All right. Now, it's all closed up at the bottom, all closed up. Take the little lint off of it. And then you're gonna take this part here and just kind of, you're gonna shove it right on back inside. Shove it inside, shove it inside, shove it inside, and push your corners. Push your corners and your sides. You're tucking this all into your sleeve. Now, if you have an instance like this, I'll show you what to do. And then I just like to take my hand and run it down the sides right there. And then you could take a stick pin and you could use it to pull out your corners more. If you feel like you want to get them out just a little bit sharper, you can use a needle to do it. Just gently do it where you don't pop your stitches. You shouldn't pop them. It's not hard to do it. There you go. And that will help to pull your corners up and make them sharp. That is good enough. And there you go. There's your little sleeve. Look at that. Look at that. You did it. Look how nice it looks. Look at that. Bows are going the right way on both sides. Your stitching is nice. Your stitching at the top is nice. Your zipper is moving freely. Your inside is nice. You have made yourself a beautiful book sleeve. Now, if you want to, and I'm thinking about doing it, I don't know if I will, you can actually make bows. So you could take your fabric and sew up a little bow. I actually have a template that I made for mine, and you can attach a bow to this to give this a little more je ne sais quoi, you know, make it look better. Yeah, that is your book sleeve. You did it. Give yourselves a round of applause. You did it. All right, so we have one more thing to do and then we'll be done with this video, because like I promised, we are going to now do a bookmarker, and that one is a lot quicker and a lot easier. So we're going to put this off to the side and we're going to grab everything that we need for that. Remember, you need your corresponding piece right here. You need your two pieces, your front and your back piece right here. And you need your fusible fleece. So we are going to have to iron this onto one of these. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go over, get the iron warmed up, and then we'll go over to the ironing station and we'll do that. Give me a minute. All right, you guys, we are waiting for the iron to heat up, and then we'll be able to get that fleece ironed on to our little squares so we can get things going. But just to show you guys, these are all the book sleeves that I am working on right here. This is all my cut up fabric. These are the ones that are the smaller ones that I showed you, and these are all the bigger ones that I am working on. So just like I had that pile of scrunchies, this is my pile of book sleeves that I am working on. I am diligently working on this. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what we're doing now. This is where we're at. This is where we are at. So the good thing is, now that I'll have this video out the way, I'll be able to zoom through those so that we can get going. Alrighty, so again, you have a side that has glue on it, and you can feel it because it feels like dots. You have your good side, and you have your not so good side. Let me see if I can bring it in close. That's your not so good side. This is your good side. To make it a little bit easier, I'm gonna put this behind it and show you. That's your not so good side. This is your good side. So you are going to put that centered to the bad side. Now remember, the fabric itself is a 4x4. The fusible fleece is a 3.5 by 3.5. And you're just gonna take and place it there. You're gonna put your iron on it. I'm gonna put the steam on it because that's how it works. And you're just gonna place it there, because now what you want to do is you want this glue to stick to the fabric. Pump it out with some nice little steam. Yeah. We just want that to get on there really, really good. Because again, this is going to be what's going to give us our stability in our bookmarker. So now this is what you have. See, it's stuck on there now. It's not going to come off. And as it cools down, it's going to get more and more stuck. So this is this. Now we're going to, since I still have it up, I'm just going to go ahead on and press both of these. Our accent piece in our other side. All right. I'll do everything over here and then take it over there. We'll leave our iron up because we'll be using it. So now this accent piece here, this is the good side. We want to fold this into a triangle. We want to make that into a triangle. The ends don't have to be perfect because it's going to get sewn in a project. So if it's a little bit where the triangle isn't like sitting perfectly, you know, like sharp edge, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So then you want to press that. You want to press it so that you have this. Okay, now that you have this, we're going to take this over to the sewing machine and we're going to put a top stitch straight across here. We're going to take this and we're going to turn good sides to good sides. So we're going to turn this way and put the two together like so. So the good side to the good side, so you'll be able to see the side with the fusible fleece on it. And now I'm going to put a pin on this. We're going to put quilting clips. So we're going to go ahead on and we're just going to put quilting clips on here just to hold it in place. Just to hold everything in place. Actually, we'll put this one here. And we'll put this one here. And we'll put this one here. And you'll see why I'm going to do that. So just like the book sleeve, you're going to need to leave an opening so that you can turn this out. So that's what we're doing. We're going to leave an opening right down here so we can turn it out when it's done. Okay, but the first thing we have to do is we have to put a top stitch on this, because then we have to attach this to this. So I'm going to take you guys over to the sewing station and we'll put the top stitch on this, and then I'll show you how we sew this together. All right, you guys, we are back at the sewing machine and we're going to put a top stitch on this. So that means we're going to set this at 4 again because it's just a little top stitch. Take our time, line it up, put the foot down, go backwards, and then we're going to go forward. So now you're going to take this. Hold up, I closed this up for no reason. I got to put this on it first. Duh. So you're going to take this. So take it apart because I put it together. Don't listen to me. I told you before, I don't always get it right. Put it on the machine going this way, and we're going to make sure our thing is down back to 2.5. We're going to go into it a little bit here. Then we're going to turn this way. And then we're going to, that'll help with locking that in. That'll help with locking that stitch in. So when you get ready to turn it out, you're not fighting up so much, and you're not worrying about it ripping when you turn it out. Trust that. Let's go back that far. Yep. Let's do that far. Good there. Making sure. And now we're coming up to our last little area. Right here. Put our foot down. And we come up. And again, we're going to turn this like this. And we're going to come down, but we're going to go back. There. And now, just like when we did the book sleeve, we're going to trim these edges. Please make sure you do not cut into those stitches, because you will regret it. Come close, but don't cut into them. And now we're going to turn this out. Where's our opening? This is our opening down here. And just take your time, because again, it's a little small little hole, and you got to get all of this through it. So just take your time. It's fabric, so you can kind of fight with it a little bit, because you're only working with a little bit of real estate here. And that'd be the problem. You're working with a small real estate. Nothing big about it. So you got to figure out how to get that in there. That's why I made those stitches down the side to try to help us out. And you also have fusible fleece, which is a real, kind of stable fabric. So, just squish it up, fight with it, because you can always iron it straight once you get it going. There, see, once you get it, you can squeeze it and push it. But it's just getting it going. Just get it going. However you need to get it going, just get it going. Turn it on through there. Take your time and turn it on through. It's a little struggle, because again, that little hole is tiny, but you can do it. And let me tell you, I've ripped a mini. So yeah, that's why I learned to try to do that. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're gonna hope that it worked today. We're going to hope that it works. Are we a winner today? We might be a winner today. I think we're winning today. I love it when I'm a winner. When you just do what it's supposed to do. All right. Yeah, I think we came out on top today. And I like to squish around at the sides. Now this is what it looks like. Now I'm gonna take us over to the iron and we're gonna iron this because now we done squished it down so it's a hot mess. So let's get over to the iron. All right, you guys, I did not realize I did not hit record over at the ironing station. Anyways, I did iron it. I ironed it flat. Look how nice it looks. And I also folded in the part that we now have to close up, because now what we're going to do, we're going to run a top stitch from here all the way around. But this time I am going to leave it set at 2.5 because I want this to be tight. And then after that, this bookmark is done. That's how easy it is to make this bookmark. Like, it's super easy. Bring you guys back down. It's already set at 2.5. And now we're just gonna peel this little part here up just a little, just enough to get this here underneath it. We're gonna get really, really close. Peel it up, make sure. And again, we're gonna get really, really close to the edge on this. Put that down. And then we're just gonna take our time and we're just going to put a top stitch on here. That's going to close that side up. Turn this around this way. And then we're going to do it here. We're going to come all the way down on this side as well. And peel this back. And bring it all the way. And then we're just gonna cut off all of these little loose threads that we have going on. Clean it up, make it nice and clean, make it look good. Make sure our little hole is nice and closed up. And it is. These scissors are nice. These are singers, but you can get them anywhere. And this is what our bookmark look like. Already nice and stable, ready to be used. That is it. That is all. And that's it. That's all she wrote. This tutorial is complete. We did it, you guys. You learned how to make an easy bookmark. These things are so easy. You could add this to your inventory if you're doing markets, on your Etsy page, your Shopify, you know, if you do pop-up stores, if you just do word of mouth, just to have them on hand because they're so easy to make. They're like the keychains. They're super easy to make. Excuse me, you can whip them up so quickly and they're so convenient, useful, and nice. So yeah, let's see what we did today. Let's look at what we did. We made our beautiful, beautiful book sleeve here with our companion. Now, who would not want, we at holiday time, y'all. This is holiday time, people. Who would not love to have this combination if you are a book reader? I'm a book reader. I'm not really good with reading on devices. It's something about the smell of the pages, the spine of the book, the art that it took to create the cover of the book, the beautiful illustration on the front of the book. I am so obsessed with that. Like, I will never ever not have a book. I have a collection of books, cookbooks, reading books. I just like books. I don't think they're ever just going to go away. And if you are a reader like me, then you would definitely, if someone gifted you this with the bookmark, you would be like in seventh heaven. Like, that's your jam. That's just your jam. when you're on a plane ride, a bus ride, a car ride, you know, when you're just curling up at home in front of your fireplace, especially now in the wintertime, curling up to a nice warm fire. If you have a fireplace, I love a fireplace. I love my fireplace. But curling up with that, with your favorite cozy blanket on your sofa, curled up to your favorite book. Just saying. All you people that like this, just saying, if you know anyone that like it, hey, you can make them this. And if you can't make it, hey, you can always go in my shop and you can buy it for them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much for clicking on this video and spending this time with me. I know this is lengthy, but it is a tutorial, and usually they are a little lengthy. So I hope that you guys had your favorite beverage and you got to enjoy this. I hope you was able to get some takeaways from this. I hope I was able to execute this for you where you can understand it. As always, if you have any questions, you know, you want to ask me about this, you can always put something in a comment below. I try to stay inside my comments, even on my older videos, just so I can catch anyone that's there. I have a small community right now, which I'm so thankful for my community. So I'm able to be very, very hands-on with you guys. I'm able to, you know, like check on my comments and see if somebody left anything. You know, I try to stick with the analytics, because it tell me what videos were recently watched, you know, so I can see if any comments were left on it. But if you do have any questions, if there's something that you would like me to do, just please leave it in a comment and I'll do my best to do it. If I can't do it, I'll be honest with you and tell you, hey, I don't know how to do that. You know, I may say I never did it, but hey, I'm willing to try. You know, I'll try and put my hands to the plow of almost anything. So yeah, so anyway, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, mash that bell to be notified for any videos I upload in the future. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If nothing else, you found it entertaining, and definitely share me with your friends and your families. Thank you guys. We are getting so close to December 1st. Let's hope we can make our deadline. Alrighty, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.